Welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today. We're going to unpack a topic that honestly brings up a ton of questions, especially for those who are newly discovering Islam. We're diving into the ancient Islamic guidelines regarding dog saliva. But we aren't just looking at this from a traditional standpoint. We're actually going to examine it through the fascinating lens of modern microbiology. Our goal today is to help new converts beautifully balance their profound kindness towards animals with the practical realities of home hygiene. It's this spectacular intersection of faith, compassion, and microscopic science, and I literally cannot wait to share it with you.
So here's our game plan for today. First, hygiene, not hatred. Second, microbes, dogs versus cats. Third, the secret in the soil. Fourth, cleaning steps for prayer. And finally, when dogs are permitted. Let's just jump right in.
Section 1. Hygiene, not hatred. Faith and animal kindness. Let's tackle the absolute biggest misconception right out of the gate.
A question that often weighs really heavily on the hearts of new converts is this: does Islam actually forbid loving dogs? Look, if you already have a deep, lifelong affection for animals, navigating the rules around dogs can feel confusing and honestly, kind of emotionally conflicting. You might be wondering if you have to just stop loving dogs now, or if your new faith considers these animals inherently bad. And you know what? It is completely natural to feel that friction when you're trying to reconcile your deep love for pets with new religious boundaries.
To really wrap our heads around this, we have to look at the term najis. In Islamic jurisprudence, when dog saliva is described as najis, it literally just means a state of ritual impurity. It means it requires a specific physical cleaning before you can perform acts of worship, like your daily prayers. So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that najis is strictly a matter of practical physical hygiene. It is in no way a moral judgment on the dog itself. The dog is a beloved creation of God, not something evil. This is purely about how we prepare ourselves physically for the sacred act of prayer. And Islamic tradition brilliantly illustrates this exact point. There's this incredibly famous, beautiful story of a person whose past sins were completely forgiven by God for the simple, compassionate act of providing water to a wildly thirsty dog. This shows us without a doubt that Islam deeply rewards kindness to all living creatures. It teaches us to keep affection and ritual purity as two entirely separate concepts. You can be profoundly kind to a dog, make sure it never suffers, give it care and love, and still maintain those strict hygiene boundaries you need for your prayers.
Section 2. Microbes, dogs versus cats. Let's see how this all builds when we look at animal saliva under a microscope.
This is where the science gets incredibly compelling. Researchers recently decided to put dog and cat saliva under the microscope to compare them directly. And when they examined the dog saliva, they were totally shocked. It was this chaotic, swirling soup of microbes. It was so packed with bacteria, biological debris, and fluting organisms that the researchers actually found it incredibly difficult to even count everything in there. But then they looked at the cat saliva, and the contrast was mind-blowing. The cat saliva was remarkably pristine. It was crystal clear and actually looked visually similar to clean human saliva. This beautifully and scientifically explains why the religious rules in Islam differ so greatly between these two common pets. The physical reality of what they carry in their mouths is just entirely different on a microscopic level.
To raise the stakes even further, consider this staggering number: 99%. The World Health Organization notes that dogs are responsible for up to 99% of human rabies transmissions worldwide. And rabies is a devastating virus transmitted precisely through saliva. This proves that having strict physical boundaries when it comes to dog saliva isn't just about ritual purity for your prayers. It actively protects human life and public health on a massive global scale.
Section 3. The secret in the soil. It is absolutely incredible to see how a 1,500-year-old cleaning instruction became a modern scientific revelation.
Tracing this timeless wisdom through history is just fascinating. Let's start in the 7th century, when the Islamic instruction was established to wash items licked by a dog 7 times, with one of those washes being with soil. Now, jump forward to the 19th century. That's when Louis Pasteur finally discovered that bacteria even existed. And then jump all the way to 2018, when scientists at Rockefeller University made a groundbreaking discovery about natural antibiotics found in dirt. Looking at this timeline perfectly illustrates how ancient hygiene practices were effectively neutralizing invisible threats over a millennium before microscopes were even invented. To put this into a bit of everyday perspective, let me tell you about an American microbiologist named Dr. Sam. He decided to actually put this ancient instruction to the test. He took an item, had a dog lick it thoroughly, and then washed it using our standard modern approach, strong soap and water. Well, when he put it under the microscope, he discovered firsthand that standard soap and water just couldn't wash away the stubborn bacteria clinging to the item. Millions of bacteria remained firmly attached to the surface, completely refusing to be scrubbed away. However, Dr. Sam then followed the exact Islamic instruction. He included soil in the washing process. And when he looked under the microscope again, the bacteria had vanished entirely. I mean, totally obliterated. This incredible phenomenon is exactly what is now backed by that 2018 Rockefeller University study we just mentioned. They discovered powerful compounds called malacidins, which are potent natural antibiotics present in soil that can destroy incredibly resilient bacteria. It turns out dirt is a powerful, natural disinfectant uniquely suited to breaking down the specific biological defenses of the microbes found in dog saliva.
Section 4. Cleaning Steps for Prayer. With the science fully verified, let's translate this into an empowering routine for your home.
For those navigating this day-to-day, setting up simple boundaries makes life incredibly easy. Keep a clear, dog-free zone in your house designated strictly for your daily prayers. Keep a specific set of clean clothes folded away just for praying. And most importantly, please do not panic if a dog licks you. It is simply a manageable hygiene task. It's not a moral failure, and it's certainly not a sin. You just clean it. By structuring your environment this way, you can effortlessly enjoy the presence of animals, treat them with the love and gentleness Islam demands, and never compromise your spiritual obligations.
And if something does get licked, here is your foolproof, scientifically backed purification protocol. Step 1. Identify the area or the item licked by the dog. Step 2. Wash the area completely with water 6 times. Step 3. Wash it that one final 7th time using water mixed with clean soil. It's straightforward, it's practical, and as we've learned from the microbiology, it is absolutely devastating to those resilient bacteria left behind.
Section 5. When dogs are permitted. To wrap up our comprehensive look at this topic, we need to quickly outline the practical exemptions provided in Islamic law.
Islam is a very pragmatic faith. While keeping dogs inside the home as casual pets is restricted due to these hygiene reasons we've explored, the faith explicitly allows Muslims to keep working dogs. If a dog is utilized for guarding the home or property, assisting with hunting, and the food they catch is completely permissible to eat, by the way, or managing livestock and farming, they're totally permitted. The condition is simply that they are kept outside the main living quarters. It's this brilliant balance of utilizing their amazing innate skills while preserving the purity of the home for prayer. We've covered some incredible ground today, from the empathy we owe all living creatures to the profound microscopic differences in animal biology, right down to the natural antibiotic wonders found right beneath our feet in the soil. It truly makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible scientific realities are quietly hidden inside ancient spiritual guidance, just waiting for the right microscope and the right moment in history to finally reveal them to us? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope it brought you clarity, confidence, and a renewed sense of wonder. See you next time.